Hey guys, welcome to On My Shelf. Today I'm talking about two young adult books that were quick reads, but weren't quickly forgotten reads. Emmy and Oliver by Robin Fenway was a sweet love story about two kids, Emmy and Oliver, who grew up together but were separated when Oliver's dad stole him from school grounds when he was in elementary school. Emmy didn't see Oliver for 10 years, and then, suddenly, he came back. The premise of this novel was intriguing. That Oliver's father could have gotten away with taking his son and hiding him for 10 years was a little disturbing, and yet made that book so much sweeter, because during all that time, Emmy never stopped loving Oliver. Now they're in high school, and Oliver is back, and he has to get used to interacting with the best friends he had forgotten in the decade he was gone from them. He has to adjust to his mother's new family. He has to get to know Emmy all over again. There is so much tension in this novel because while Oliver is adjusting, everyone else remembers him because their town was never the same after he was taken. All the kids' parents cracked down on their safety. Emmy's parents became practically glued to her hip. They don't even want her to go off to college because they want to keep her in their sights. Emmy, though, wants to be in charge of her own life and has some secrets she's been keeping from her parents. There was also the tension of Emmy's love and Oliver's confusion. While she loved him all those years he was gone, he seems to have forgotten what they had when they were in elementary school. This makes her feel a bit foolish. Throughout the book, Benway strategically placed some flashbacks that told the story of when Emmy and Oliver met, and also what their relationship was like as children. I found the flashbacks a masterful contribution to the sweet emotion of the book. I loved everything about this story. There was so much emotion, so much teenage angst, so much tension between teens and their parents, and yet it was refreshing that the teenagers had mostly good relationships with their parents. But most of all, I loved the relationship between Emmy and Oliver. It endured even through all the waiting and the hoping, even when everyone in Emmy's town thought Oliver would never be found. Still, she loved him. Here's a quote that shows the constant tension between Emmy and Oliver and the love they're trying to remember. "The more you start to love someone, the more you ache when they're gone. And maybe it's that middle ground that hurts the most, when you can see them and still not feel like you're near enough." A Night Divided by Jennifer Nielsen was a historical young adult novel set during the time of the Berlin Wall. Greta and her brother Fritz, along with their mom, are stuck in East Germany, while their father and younger brother are in West Germany because the Berlin Wall went up practically overnight. Nielsen did a great job highlighting a part of our history and bringing it to life for young adults. I love this description of Gerda's family after the wall goes up. "Our family was like a house of cards in a stiff wind. And when it became too much to feel the pain of our collapse, all I could do was become angry." And here was one of my favorite quotes that shows the history contained in the novel. "I wanted books that weren't censored. I wanted to see places that were now only in pictures in the smuggled magazines that had passed through my hands. Places like the canals of Venice, or the beaches of the south of France, or maybe even one day the Statue of Liberty in the United States. I wanted a home without hidden microphones and friends and neighbors I could talk to without wondering if they would report me to the secret police. And I wanted control over my own life, the chance to succeed. Maybe I would fail, but if I did, it shouldn't be because some Stasi officer holding my file had made that decision for me." Both of these books were fantastic, entertaining reads that will stick with you for a long time. I hope you enjoyed these book recommendations. Be sure to visit racheltolson.com to see some of my best book recommendations and to get a free book from my own starter library. If you have any books you recently read that you think I'd enjoy, leave them in the comments and I'll add them to my list. For more On My Shelf, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.